Hello everyone, my name is Paul and this is the animation that I created for a project at college. As you can see, I have wind turbines just twirling away while the clouds in the sky just move from left to right. So the whole idea behind this is a promotional advertisement for the college. I'm in Dundalk Institute of Technology, so this is a representation of the college here itself. The wind turbines, I've used them because there is a wind turbine at the college and it dominates the skyline. So here I have a play button to play this video that's inside the college. Pressing the button again stops the video. Here I have an eject button, which basically is just a rewind button. So it brings the video back to the start. Over here I have a logo, which is an image, and there's another div just set here. So I have this image to bounce in and just shudder slightly when it gets there. This @ symbol is just a piece of text and it is set to rotate on itself, while this DKIT, a piece of text, is set to rotate and change its perspective. I've also created a link on it, so when you hover over it, it turns white, and when I press down on it, it'll turn red and take you to the main website. So this is the main website of the college that I'm in. So just to go back here, I'll just give you a second to take the whole animation in. So next of all, because it is an animation, maybe you don't want to watch it, so I've added a skip animation button. And for this demonstration purposes, I've just included at the bottom here an iframe with the college website inside it, so it skips to that. So it's just merely a demonstration of how the button works using jQuery. So when I roll over the button, it turns red, similar to the video buttons, and when I press it, it takes you to the main website. So to get back the animation, you have to refresh the page. Okay, so I'll just give you a brief rundown on exactly how I've created this using Dreamweaver. So this is my main HTML page. So I have it linked to a CSS page, and I'm just using a font from the Google API. I've imported it. So I have a main container here, and it contains the clouds. These are just images, and the blades and the stands of both the wind turbines. Within this main container div, I have another container which holds the logo. It holds the @ symbol and the DKIT text. Also within that main div, I have another div, and I call it's vid. So it holds the video that plays within the college itself. This section here is the buttons. So they're just the skip button, the eject button, and the play pause button, and they operate by calling JavaScript functions, which I'll show you shortly. And to demonstrate the skip button, I put in another div, just called it home, and inside it I have the iframe with the web address URL of the college website itself. So I close the body and close the HTML. So down here I have the JavaScript code functions that control the buttons. I'll just demonstrate that it works on, this is it working on Safari, or on Firefox, sorry. So everything's working perfectly. In Internet Explorer, this is it working here. Same again, everything's working perfectly. And in Safari, so the link works as well, pops up, close that down. and I'll just put it on split so you can see what I'm talking about. So this here is the CSS to control the main div, so it's the height and the width, and I've set this image over here as a background image, so I just created that in Photoshop. This class ID here is for this main stand here, the closest, the biggest one that we have here, and it's positioned absolute. So once you position something absolute, you can take control of it and place it anywhere you want on the screen. So stand 2 is the small stand over here it's just makes it look like that it's in the distance. Positioned absolute as well, and this first class for blades controls these blades here, the big blades. Positioned absolute again, so it's just a PNG image. The position is here, and I'm controlling the rotation with an animation which is called blade spin, and I'll show you that shortly. Blades 2 is exactly the same. Now the clouds, I have one main class to call the animation for the clouds to move, and they are set to move from side to side and to just loop one after, keep going. Then for each cloud I target them separately, so I have big, medium and small. Positioned every one of them as absolute, so I could take control of them and move them about. So the big one takes 30 seconds to grow from left to right, the medium 45 seconds, and the small one 65 seconds. Logo image is this logo here, and it's just that it's padding. I give it padding 50 pixels to move it out into the center of that div. This ID is for this @ symbol, same again, just to position it, and the DKIT controls this, so it's all just about centering and making it look nice. So these are the links to control a link. So when I have the links set that that there's no decoration on them, and that their color is black, which is here. So when you roll over, it changes to white, which is these 6 Fs, and active, it goes red. This video div is within here, this college, and it just holds the video. I made IDs for the skip button so that I could put the font on it, its background color, and I put a transition on it that it changes 1 second, and it eases in, so it's not sudden. When you hover over the button, the color changes from background color changes from blue to red. So for these buttons here, the play and pause and eject, it's just exactly the same. Okay, so these are the keyframes. So the keyframes here, blade spin. So it's just saying to transform and rotate from 0 degrees to 360 degrees, which is full circle. For Microsoft, for the Internet Explorer, these are the keyframes here. Firefox, Opera. This is the keyframes for to move the clouds, and I just want them to translate along the x-axis, which is here, from 0 pixels to 1200 pixels. So my screen is 1000 pixels wide, and the reason I set it to 1200 pixels is that I want them to completely move off the screen before they loop back round again. So if I just pop up here briefly, as you see this big cloud, I have it starting at -200 pixels to the left hand side, so that it starts out here where you can't see it, because if you didn't do that, it would start just here and it would jump in on the screen. This animated class controls the duration and the iteration count of these elements over here. Bounce in controls how the logo acts. Rotate in controls how the @ symbol acts, and flip controls how the DKIT text acts. So with this, as you can see that it's called flip, and I have set the back face visibility to visible. So to control this logo, these keyframes for bounce in, that it starts off with that you can't see it at 0%, and its scale is 0.3, and then it transforms, well, that there's for the normal. At 50% you can see it fully, and it gets to 1.05 times its size. 70% is it just reduces slightly, and that gives the bounce effect. And at 100% it lands in that it's normal size. So these are just the keyframes for the WebKits. So now I'm on to the rotate for the @ symbol, and it's basically saying at 0% to rotate around its center and to rotate 200 degrees. So it is set to do this at 25%, and then finally do it at 100%. So it starts off that you can't see it, and at the end you can see it, and at the end it stops spinning. Same again, the code just to control it in the other browsers. So this is the flip for the DKIT here. So it's to control its perspective and translate around the Z axis, and rotate Y and the scale. And so these are set at different percentages along the timeline. As you can see, it's these translates are changing and the rotating are changing, so that gives the whole effect. These are the rest of the keyframes for the other browsers. So that's it. I'll just give you one more look at the finished product. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.